first we'll do two things. One thing, we'll pull down the heavens to begin the lesson. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out. This is clearing our mind, getting our mind ready to focus on ourselves and our health. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in, reach up, stretching, gathering yang energy, and then you're compressing. So a lot of the movements doing with Qigong and Tai Chi have to do with expanding everything and then compressing everything. Our body's a pump. We have to keep the energy and fluids flowing through. All right, as per request, several of the students say, when you're teaching us the form, will you show us the form first before we start, so we kind of know what we're working up to. So I'm going to just do the 8 vessels, and then we'll start with a few warm-up exercises, and then we'll go into the movements. Okay, so here we go. So. So that's the form. There's 8 movements in it, and you do each side. So there's 16 movements. So don't worry, we're not gonna. You don't have to, like the very first day, you don't have to do this. We're gonna go through. There's different levels of the movements. Plus, we're gonna do them individually, and then when you have each one down, we'll put them together into the form. All right. But first, to get our bodies ready to practice, we have a couple of warm-up movements we always do. The first one is you shake your hands loosely. We're trying to get blood to go to our extremities, in this case our fingers. Just really loose, and now they're going to keep shaking, but your whole body's going to shake. This is called shake the 9 gates. You're trying to get the skin to move over the muscles to move over the bones, trying to lift your rib cage and drop it a bit to get our internal organs warmed up. Get the stickiness out, turning back and forth. That's also warming up our spine and massaging our internal organs a bit. Just really loose. A few more seconds. Like I said, if you want your hips going up and down slightly, and then you can be dropping down on your feet, or you just move if you have worries about your stability, you can just, concerns about your stability, you can just move your knees up and down a bit. Okay, and then throw the energy out. We'll just take a deep breath in with your abdomen. Breathe in with your abdomen. We always do abdominal breathing. Breathe out, blow your abdomen in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to warm up our neck and our spine. This is called, they all have names. This is called Dragon Shakes and Whiskers. So what you do so we're moving our waist. We're not moving our hips because we're trying to be like a rag. We're squeezing, twisting our internal organs, trying to get the fluids to move around, but our head is high, so we're not bending over. You want to keep your spine straight because we're turning around our spine. And now to work with the neck, as you turn, your chin looks at the shoulder, looks over the shoulder, and then we use our eyes to wake up. So if you focus on a spot, focus immediately. This is getting energy to move through your optic nerves, waking up your brain. And then if you have the flexibility, then those 2 points, start trying to move them closer and closer together. If you can, then you just look at one point, you're doing 360 degrees. If you can't, it's whatever your current flexibility is. Flexibility is going to be getting better and better as you practice, so you don't have to worry about that right now. It's just wherever you are. Okay, so that was Dragon Shakes its Whiskers. Now we're going to warm up our spine. We're trying to separate the vertebrae. If you have any kind of spinal problems or back problems, you don't have to do this one. You can just do some stretching. In the meantime, what you're doing is you're going to reach up. Somebody's pulling on your fingers, so your shoulders are opening up so fluids can get into your shoulders, and then one hand comes up, one hand comes down. You're in a door, so you're pushing against the door jamb, so you're not pushing up, you're pushing sideways, because this is a crescent pose. We're trying to get our spine into a C. We're not twisting, we're keeping our back against the wall, so we're trying to lift one side, stretch the meridians there, squeeze the internal organs on the other so we can get some of the fluids, warm them up a bit. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do one more. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. Summer, we're going to do one summer exercise right now, early summer. This is to get circulation going out. Once again, we want to get blood flowing through our bodies. So one way to do it is by the force. If we wave our arms back and forth, that's making energy and blood go to our fingers and our hands. We want to keep circulation to our hands. A lot of people have all kinds of hand problems as they get older. Okay, so start with, we're just, now what you're going to do is you're going to put your fingers together and you're going to open them up all the way. So you're going to flick when you get to the top. Once again, this is throwing a little bit more energy out there. Summer is the season of fire. That's the heart. So we're trying to work on circulation. We have other lessons where all the movements are from summer. So, but we're doing I want to get into the 8 vessels today. Okay, so the next thing is keep your hands out. Now you're just going to open your hands and flick. Okay, so now, for those of you who are just coming, it turns out that you've got 3 hearts, your heart, your abdomen, and the other one is your calves. So to keep your body healthy, you have to get your calves. So what we're going to do is when we flick, we're going to lift up. So this is engaging our calves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's getting our 3rd heart beating. 6, 8, 9, 10. Now you can stay there. And then the final part is we want to get our hearts beating too. So we're going to do, when we flick, we're going to do a little, almost like a bounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now shake your hands out. Just do one more. We'll do 2 more breaths and then we'll start. Breathe in, relax your shoulders. You're doing Qigong, any kind of meditation, Tai Chi. Keep as much of your body as relaxed as possible. That way the Qi is not blocked when it tries to flow through your body. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. So the first movement is called 7 Stars Press the Earth. You hear a lot of references in the names. The 7 stars. The 7 stars are the Big Dipper. There's 7 stars in the Big Dipper. In this one, we're making like a 7, somewhat a shape of a 7. So start out with your feet about shoulder width and half apart. If you've already been coming, you know there's something called posting. So we're here, we're posting back and forth. So you go until your hip, knee, and ankle are over. So posting back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to mirror you, so you can follow me, but I'll say go onto your right foot. I'm going to go onto my left because I'm mirroring you, but we should then be kind of like on the same side, so it'll be easier just for you to see. So right now we're posting. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to post to the right, and then we're going to take our back foot, and on the ball of the foot, we're going to turn it, if you can, 45 degrees. But you want to keep this hip, knee, and ankle straight. So hip, knee, and ankle straight on your right side, and then your left foot's going to turn. You can either turn on the heel, that's a little easier, or it's more challenging if you turn on the ball of your foot, because then you make a bigger stance. But let's just turn on the heel this time. The heel. So now this is the back foot, if you can, is 45. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up, and we're going to bring our hands in front of our heart, and we're going to turn. So what you want to do is we're turning our waist. So you want to make sure you're not turning your hips. We've got our lower body set up. Your lower body is a mountain, and now we're turning our waist. That's a Tai Chi thing. You turn your body, lower body becomes a mountain, and your upper body turns, and that massages your internal organs. There's also main principle of Tai Chi. One of the main principles is feet, waist, hands. So we're going to come, we're going to bring our hands up, and then we're going to turn. Now, how much do you turn? You turn as much, if you can, you turn your chest all the way 90 degrees. But that's, if you have to move your leg, you're losing that, then you're going to hurt your knees. So you're going to turn however much you can turn, which is probably right now would probably be good. We'll just turn 45, and you're looking toward the corner. Your hands up. Now your back leg is locked, and this is working on what's called the heel vessel. It runs up this side, the one side of your body. So we want to work on the heel vessel, and that means we're pushing our heel. Your back leg's locked, and you're pushing your heel into the ground. All right. So we're going to be here. So you want to make sure, remember that this front leg is pointing straight. Turn your waist however much you can. What we're going to do is going to take 3 breaths on this side. We're going to breathe in through the palms, and then we breathe out through the feet. It goes through our body, up our arms, through our dantian, down into our feet. Breathe out. And we're going to breathe in through the feet. Comes up through our bodies, and we're going to breathe out through the palm of our hands. That's one cycle. We're going to do 3 cycles. So breathe in through the hands, out the foot, breathe out through the legs, the foot, breathe in through the foot, middle of the feet, called the bubbling well. It's kind of in the center of your foot. Come up, and then as you breathe out, you're breathing out through the center of your palms. One more round. Breathe in through the center of your palms. Energy is flowing up your arms, down your leg. Breathe out through your foot. And then breathe in through your feet. Breathe out through your hands. And turn back to the center. What we're going to do is we're going to post a couple times, just to get loosed up again. So now we're going to post on the left, and then you're going to turn your right foot 45. So you're making like a 7 with your feet. Your hands are going to come up, and you're going to turn for the wall. You're pushing your heel into the ground. We'll just take 3 sets of breaths. So breathe in through the center of your hands. Breathe out through your feet. Breathe in through your feet. Breathe out through your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember, you're pushing your heel to the ground. We're trying to clear out that heel vessel, get it straightened out, filled up. Breathe in through the hands. Breathe out through the feet. Breathe in through the feet. Breathe out through the hands. Okay, so we're going to come back to the center. So that's 7 stars press the earth. That was our heel. We're trying to get that coming up, opened up. Like I said, these are the major, they're major, they're like reservoirs. You want to get them cleared up and straightened out. So the next one is we're going to post over, and what we're going to do is this time instead of turning our foot, we're going to actually, so we're going to post to one side, we'll post to the right side again. We're going to turn slightly. You're going to lift, so right now you just lift your heel out if you can. Well, this time you're going to bend your front legs, the leg, that would be our right leg, slightly, and the other foot you're coming up just on your toes. So you're coming up and then you're dropping down a bit. So later you try to get lower, but for right now we're just putting most of our weight. Our weight's in the center, but we're lifting our toes. So we're kind of massaging our foot by lifting our toe, our big toe. There's a lot of meridians in there, so you're pushing that against the earth. So we're coming up, and then the hand that's bent, that hand goes down, and the other hand comes up. So we're pressing. Sorry, it goes the other way around. So our right hand's down, our left hand's up when we're looking behind. So breathe in. Breathe out. So we're breathing in through the upper hand. We're breathing out through so we're breathing in with the right hand and we're breathing out through the right foot. And breathe in through the right foot. Breathe out through the hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in through the foot. Breathe out through the hands. Breathe in through the hand. Breathe out through the foot. One more. Breathe in through the foot. And breathe out through the hand. Okay, come back to the center. Now we're going to post to the other side. So we're going to post to the left side. The right heel comes up. We're going to push down. So our chest, we want our chest to be like 45. Our hands are pushing up. This is splitting heaven and the earth. Okay, so for right now, we're just going down. You want to have your knees bent. So if you have knee problems, you don't have to go down low. This is, right now, we're just trying to build up the flexibility, put some pressure on. We're trying to activate the feet. So this foot's up, the toe is up, knees down, and this is pushing. So I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, splitting the heaven and the earth. This is for your thrusting vessel, which goes up the center of your body. That builds up, as you might see, builds up determination. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, breathe in through the hands. So this is the upper hand, breathe out the foot. Breathe in through the foot. Breathe out through your hand. Okay, so we're coming back. The next one is standing in Ba. So Ba, when you write Ba, that's 8 in Chinese. It's like 2 diagonal lines. And so what you're doing is your feet are making that character. So your feet are pointing in 45. And then, remember, we always bend our knees in the direction of our toes. So if our toes are straight, we bend our knees this way. If our toes are in, they bend this way. So if you bring your legs closer together, depending on what your flexibility is, if your feet are, and also how much your feet are in, is you lower your body, see if they can be close there, your knees almost touch. Okay, and if you can turn your feet more, then when you go in, they do touch. All right, so for right now, we'll just have them in slightly and our knees are bent. So our knees are going inward, but we're not stressing them because they're going in the direction of your toes. If you can't bend your feet inward, then your toes, you're going to be in a regular horse stance. This is called Ba, or it's also called the Taoist horse stance. So we're going to hold this. So our lower body is in Ba stance. Now our upper body is, we're going to work on our Yin energy, which is the compressed energy. So, and we're going to stretch. There's a vessel. It goes up the back of our body, goes from our pelvis up over the back of our body to the top of our mouths. So we're going to stretch that by, our knees are in. We're going to roll our pelvis under slightly. We're doing our turtle back. So we're rolling and our hands are up. We're looking forward, but our back is slightly arched because we're compressing, we're pulling our shoulder blades together. So we're compressing. So we're going to breathe in through our hands. Breathe out through our feet. Breathe in through our feet. The center of our feet, we call it the bubbling well. Breathe out to the center of our palms. Breathe in through our hands. Breathe out through our feet. Breathe in through our feet. Breathe out through our palms. One more set. Breathe in through our palms. Breathe out through our feet. Breathe in through our feet. Breathe out through our palms. Okay, so next what we're going to do is our lower body stays in the same, but we're going to come up. So if you have shoulder problems, you can keep your shoulders lower, but what we're doing is we're bringing our hands up, we're pulling our shoulder blades together, so we're opening the chest, there's a conception vessel which runs from the top of our mouth to our lower dantian, which is 3 fingers below our navel. So it's breathing down here. We want to expand that. So we're coming up and we're putting our hands out. We're pulling. As long as we're doing this, we want to also work on our tendons in our hands, get everything cleared up there. So we're pulling our hands together. And then if your shoulders are fine, you want to have your hands above your shoulders. So you don't want to have them down here. You can. If you have any kind of shoulder problems, just go to where it's comfortable for you. But we're here, we're expanding. This is yang energy. So we're expanding. We're still in our Ba stance. We're going to breathe in through the palms. Breathe out through our feet. Breathe in through our feet. Breathe out through our palms. Breathe in through our palms. Breathe out through your feet. Breathe in through our feet. Breathe out through our palms. One more set. Breathe in through our palms. Breathe out through our feet. Breathe into our feet. And breathe out through your palms. And come back. So it looks like we're only going to get through 3 of the 8 this week. But so what we're going to do is when you practice these, we'll go through, we're going to put them together before we quit. But there's 2 ways to practice. One way is what we kind of did today, which is you hold it and then you start by holding for 3 breaths, 5 breaths, 9 breaths, 10 breaths. And then after you can hold it, the longer you can hold it, the more it gets in. You can feel it when you get up. You can feel that you really had an effect on your body. We're just doing 3 breaths now just to get you in. And also, if you're doing all of them, and you do each side, that's going to be 6 breaths. So you're going to do 50 breaths, even if you just do three breaths each. The other way to do it, which is we'll do it now, is you go from, which is the way I demonstrated it, which is you just go from one form to the next one, to the next, right? And then, so it's kind of more like a fluid form, and that's kind of pumping your body, getting the vessels kind of filled up with energy. All right, so we'll just go through the ones we did. So we can stand together, you can breathe in, breathe out. Now you can step out. I'll step out. You usually step out with your left foot, so I'll step out with my right foot. You're going to breathe in, breathe out. So now we're going to post to your right foot. You're going to turn on your heel, your left foot, so your feet are in a 7-star stance. Your hands are going to come up, and we're going to turn, and we're going to look. We'll just take one breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we're going to come back to the center, feet forward, post to the other side, turn the back foot. You're pushing, remember the back leg is locked, you're pushing the heel in, your hand's going to come up, you're going to look, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now we're going to come up, splitting the heavens, so you're just lifting the back foot. So the heel's off the ground, you're bending your front foot. Right now we're just bending it a little bit. So you're pushing down and pushing up. Breathe in. Breathe out. And that was, oh, sorry, that was just one. We're just doing one. So you're going to post to the other side. Sorry, I forgot. Turn, lift your heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're going to come back to the center. Turn your feet in so you're in Ba stance. You're going to come up. Everything's compressed. You're doing a turtle back. Breathe in. Breathe out. And your hand's going to come up. Now you're doing your horseback. So your back's slightly arched. Your shoulder blades are pulled together. So now you're opening everything up on the front. Your hands are up. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we'll just go through that. That's the first, almost half of the form you've got. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out, post, turn your back foot, breathe in, breathe out, post to the center, post to the other side, turn, Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your back heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come to the center. Post the other side. Lift the back heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Return to the center. Ba stance. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands come up. Yang position. Breathe in. Breathe out. So if you're practicing it smoothly, you don't have to go do the bowing again, because you just put your feet forward. You post. Turn your back foot that turns. Come up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come to the center. Feet straight. Turn. The other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift the back heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Post to the other side. Come in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come to the center. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're in Ba stance. And then come up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, then you can come together. And breathe out. Okay, so that's the first half, almost the first half of 8 vessels. If you go through, like I said, if you go through it smoothly, you can build up your flexibility and just energize your body. And then if you do it, if you hold it, you build up significant body changes. Plus, you build up your determination, because as you go past, you start holding it for like 1 to 3 minutes each one, you really start feeling it in your body, and you get actual physical changes. But it takes, you're supposed to practice it every day for 108 days. So you should, after that time, you do it. Now, the only other thing, so we'll put on the heavens to finish up the lesson. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out, and then body mind, we clap because we did something good for ourselves. So when you do the movements, they should never be painful. If you have any kind of like knee problems, for instance, when you're doing the splitting heaven and the earth, when you can just have your knees slightly bent. You want to make sure, once again, that your knee, if you can't, you can have your front leg just at 45 and your back leg up. But then if you don't have problems, you can, as you get better, you can, sink lower so you can get down. But you don't have to do that the first. Right now, we're just trying to build up our strength and get some flexibility in our joints. Plus, like I said, open up the vessels so that you have more energy.